Hey folks, welcome to another Jurassic World Rebirth review here on Jurassic Collectibles. As you can see, this is the Rumble in Rampage Distortus Rex. So that was not a pleasant noise, but you can see our first real look at the render of the mutant in Jurassic World Rebirth. You can see the packaging. We have got a little button up here that says "Try me," and a very unique play feature which we will look at shortly. So this is the mutant from Jurassic World Rebirth. It is one hell of an ugly dinosaur. You can see it comes in a really unique tan, brown and kind of white colour scheme. We've got sharp teeth on it. We have these long forearms and then shorter forearms tucked underneath, as you can see just there. And this is a really unique, very monstrous new design. If we come around to the back of the packaging, you can see we have previews for both the Spinosaurus and the Mosasaurus alongside the Dino Facts Up, and here we have got the play features. So it says it does a slash attack when we press down, and it will also rage and roar. So there's two features: we press down and we get the roar, the shaking of the head, and then if we twist the tail we get the slash attack. So we will do that throughout this review. So this figure is about the same size box as the Spinosaurus. I believe it was the same price point. I'd need to double check that. And this was one that was not up on Smith's in advance. It literally appeared at midnight last night, so I'm filming this on launch day. And as I say, it appeared at midnight last night on the website and was then available in stores across the UK today, May 26th. So as we open this box up to get a look at the bottom, we do have an area we need to untag just there. And with that untagged, we should be able to just cut the Distortus free. You can see these nice elastic strands holding it in place. And just one more down here. Just there. So we will set aside the Distortus for a second. I do just want to look at the back of that packaging. So you can see we've got the lovely little sunset and the forest on the new island. Looks really cool. And then if we bring the Distortus into frame, you can see that this is an absolute monstrosity. So I really don't know where to start with this one. I guess we'll start with the head. So the head of this creature, obviously at the time of filming this we haven't seen the film, but it almost looks like a T-Rex that has then got this massive bulbous head grown around it. So you can see there is loads of texture and folds where the skin hasn't quite grown correctly. You have these sharp teeth that almost remind me of the Indominus Rex front on. I do wonder if maybe this was an experiment before the Indominus. That is an interesting question to pose. But it does all look really good. Obviously the mouth is tied into the play feature, so you can't shut it. You do just have to keep it how it is. But you can then see we come into this really monstrous body. You've got lots of folds everywhere. The thing that struck me straight off the bat actually is how thick this figure is. Just look at that compared to a human figure. This is a bulky figure indeed. And what we get here is we get these large arms that we have got full articulation in. So you can pose them forward. You can swivel the wrists, as you can see just there, and you can move them forward and back. They are part of the play feature, so you can't lock them up like that. You can just swivel them forward and back like so. On the other arm, you can see that the claw is kind of pressed down, so it is holding itself in place. And interestingly here, one hand has got 3 claws and one hand has got 2. So further adding to the idea of this being some kind of mutation. Now interestingly, while this arm has got articulation, this second arm does not have a joint here. It only has the swivel, which is quite interesting. Now the little forearms that we get down here are on very, very loose joints. They are just sat in there. You can't really pose them at all. The hind legs, as you can see here, are on your usual swivel joints. You can see there a lot of the musculature. You can bring them forward a little bit. You can bring it in and out a little bit, and you can also swivel the legs or the ankles even, and you do again have the dual molded plastic, the Dino FactZap code just there. And then coming into this tail, the tail is quite stocky. You can't actually really pose it. You can swivel the end of it, but the rest of it is part of the play feature, which we'll touch on. But interestingly here, you can see loads of texture where the skin is kind of crisscrossed and pebbled, almost scarred. Again, throughout the body of this figure, you just have different textures, which make it look like different dinosaurs. You really get a sense that a lot of different elements have been combined here. And it looks, I mean, in that pose there, it does look truly monstrous. If we bring it back around, again, you can see the different pose with having the arm up on this side, just having it kind of perched on 3 legs like that looks absolutely awesome. This has really grown on me. I thought it was a bit of a weird toy when I saw it, but actually having it in person, this is really, really cool. So our first play feature, as you saw in the packaging, we have got a button in the tail, and what we can do if we press that is trigger a roar. Okay, so we'll do that again from the other angle to give you a really nice look at that. So you can see that it will hold down and shake down, or it will go back up depending on if you hold the button in or you release it. Now that is quite cool. It does mean, unfortunately, there is this really unsightly seam here, and what that is for is so the head can shake back and forth slightly, as you can see there. I personally would rather not have that feature, but I think if the dinosaur does it in the film, it makes a lot of sense. This is a mutant. It's an animal that isn't necessarily going to behave normally, and so perhaps in the film it has got that kind of shaky behaviour. The other play feature we have, which we have seen on dinosaurs before, is the tail here connects all the way through, so you can grab it and just use it to kind of twist the figure back and forth. So what you could do with that is if you put both kind of arms up, you could then quite easily have that figure kind of attacking somebody, as you can see there. And if I bring it around to give you another angle on that. Now I personally feel that would work a lot better if both arms shared the same articulation. Because this arm has the loose joint here, it kind of flings about a bit, but the other arm doesn't really do that. But with that said, with this arm you could quite easily kind of position this on something quite nicely and still make use of the articulation. And again, this is a play feature toy. There is a more articulated non-play feature version of this animal coming in another set. So with all of that said, that is really the Distortus. I think the last thing I'll do actually is just grab the Spinosaurus quickly, just to give you a size comparison. So there is the Spinosaurus next to it. You can see if I spin that around, they are pretty much identical size-wise. As you can see just there, they are pretty much identical. So pretty cool scale there. So overall, what do I think of the Distortus Rex toy? I think it is ugly in the best possible way. This is a really, really cool concept for Jurassic. I've always wanted more hybrid storytelling, to be honest. I think seeing the kind of abominations that were created between is a really cool idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. With that said, I'm curious as to what you think. Is this a toy you're going to be picking up? Is it a stretch too far for you? Or are you excited to see more of the Distortus in the film? Let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for lots more Rebirth videos in the not too distant future. And until then, take care and have a great week.